My name is Forrest Bright. I'm the visual arts professor. We have some kind of guiding areas that they kind of work in. And the one that I'm sort of most centered around is interdisciplinary arts and creative practice, which it looks at arts in a really holistic way. Usually the arts are also tied in with other disciplines. So this is like what makes it interdisciplinary. It's not that you're just an artist making art for art's sake. We've had a handful of students do that, but largely we're interested in artists who also want to think about the social sciences and are also engaged maybe in thinking about, larger sort of cultural movements that are happening. So we offer 5 focus areas to kind of help students orient their self-design major. Interdisciplinary arts and creative practice is really centered around the arts, but in a broad way. Teaching in that, we also have people from the humanities in literature, we have philosophers, we have video artists, we also have visual artists, which is what I am. So the next focus area is sustainability in the environment, and it's looking at sustainability in a really holistic way, but a big part of that is also thinking about systems and kind of strategic competency. They're looking at futures thinking, really thinking about the future. How are we going to continue living on this planet? There's a lot in that also about social engagement. The third focus area, global studies and engagement. And this focus area is really geared towards students who they're interested in large global issues. They might be interested in the law. We've had a number of students. They're interested in kind of intercultural understanding and effectiveness. How do you actually sort of sit between two cultures and get in a space where they can really communicate with one another and even start to understand one another. How are we really global citizens? How are we kind of contributing in a larger way to what's going on in the world? There's the fourth focus called social enterprise and social innovation. And it's sort of looking at a business, but in a very different perspective. It's not really just thinking about money and how, making more money in business. It's looking at it in a much more holistic way. So they're thinking about, okay, when I'm going in to start my business, not just how is it going to make money, but how is it going to affect the community it's a part of? What is it doing in that community? Does it serve some other function? So it's really looking at it in a much more whole way, what are our businesses doing? The next focus area is called culture, power, change. And it's really looking at these 3 major factors that are at play, culture and what's happening in our culture, power and how does power determine what's happening, and how everything really is constantly in a state of change. And it's trying to sort of take all this in. A lot of social science majors end up in this focus area, but not just, students in this area often study politics and economy. And a focus area that's really sort of dedicated to research